Hello everyone, Jurassic Man here, and today I'm gonna be reviewing one of the few Jurassic Park Kenner toys that personally it's not my favorite, but I got it because it was there, and they're kind of expensive. Well, not really expensive, but they're actually very cheaper than they used to sell back in the day. But for an example, so I'm gonna be reviewing the Jurassic Park, the Lost World Jurassic Park, ground sounding, I don't know, Chasmasaurus or Chasmasaurus. I like saying Chasmasaurus, but Chasmasaurus is a funny term. If you say Chasmasaurus like in general, then you're not saying it right. It's Chasmasaurus. Either way, this is the Chasmasaurus that came out in 1997 along with the Lost World line. It is one of the few dinosaurs in this line that is a species of another species that does not appear, basically diversing the dinosaur line. Sort of like how Baryonyx is there, even though Baryonyx is never in the series. Neither was Spinosaurus until Jurassic Park 3, so, and there's that. And Utahraptor, which is a relative to Velociraptor, is giant cousin, but was not in the movie as well. So we have Chasmasaurus, and well, yeah, here, sort of like Triceratops, Chasmasaurus is one of those giant dinosaurs, or few dinosaur species that are part of the Ceratopsian family, which Triceratops is one of them. So in a way, this guy is, unique. However, there is a difference between this guy and Triceratops, and one of the major difference is the fact that his frill, or shield, it's much more up wide, triangular, or square-like than the flat round, or the smooth round version. And there is a opinion for that. There is a diversion for that. There are two species of Ceratopsians. There's ones that have holes in their shields, which allows them to get them much bigger and larger. And then there's ones that don't have holes in their shields, which includes Triceratops. Or I think Triceratops is in that lineage, but is the only one of its family member that has the holes, that has no holes in its shield, or not. All I know is that Protoceratops is more related to this guy than Triceratops, I think. But let's get into a review. Chasmasaurus came for the electronic dinosaur lines, which included the Parasaurolophus, the Snapjaw Velociraptor, and the Spinosaurus. And later, I think the Baryonyx, or was that for the first one? But it came later in Series 2, which barely had any people or dinosaurs or any new vehicles. Series 1 was the big one, while Series 2 was just leftovers from Kenner Day, from the first line, and that didn't get released. However, Chasmasaurus was that one that did get released in the line, and out of all the four, it is the least popular one to get. It's probably the cheapest and most easiest to get now because, well, it isn't that much of a very popular dinosaur. I mean, not many people even know who Chasmasaurus is. I mean, I know most of the Ceratopsian. I can name like 3 right now. There's Ionosaurus, Styracosaurus, and Avoceratops. And there's more that I know, but that's a few of them I know. Chasmasaurus is one of those. It appeared before Tyrannosaurus Rex, I know that. But enough with information, let's actually review this guy. He comes in this nice color scheme of, I think, beige brown and a dark tan coloration underneath in his underbelly that reaches from the tip of his tail to not to the tip of his underbeak, but it does overlap the beak, which is kind of weird as it kind of stops right there, but it keeps going more. And it has this gray black on top that acts as 3 points on the top and reaches from the back of the head down to not to the tip of the tail, just down here. And he does have some scuffs. He is JP.21, and he has these nice creases and wrinkles on his body They're not too detailed, but they are there. It has these crocodilian like back plates, and it has a lot more horns than Triceratops. However, these are not painted, only the ones on the top are painted. The horns on front are like Triceratops, but they're much smaller than they are. Its face is a bit more cheekier, so not too cheeky from Triceratops, and has a more longer beak, or longer face and a smaller beak than Triceratops. It is not painted inside, which means there's a bland tongue in there, and that's kind of a disappointment. But what do you expect from a dinosaur that's probably not going to get too much sales? And the eyes are really high up there. I didn't really realize if they are. I think in real life the eyes will be more down here, but I don't know why they're up here. I'm pretty sure if you paint over this, you can't even tell where the eye is, but it's obvious over here. There's just a plain, it's the plain coloration of the entire body with a black dot in the middle. Like I said, there are some scuffs in there. I find this guy in a swap meet. It wasn't that expensive. He was like 50 cents, which is sad. But yeah. So like all dinosaurs, or most dinosaurs, he's 4-footed. He's pretty small in the dinosaur range. And it's okay, you know. Compared to a human, he is, I think, average size. It's too small for a human. This is like almost Avaceratops size right here. Chasmasaurus would have been much larger. It would have been somewhere like right here, I think. Like right here. The head's too big, but it's right there. Chasmasaurus is a large dinosaur. I think it's one of the few dinosaurs larger than Triceratops, if there is such a thing. These guys can really get big. So you could say this is a juvenile Chasmasaurus, and this is just Alan with the human. Human is 4 inches tall, so you could have a sort of depth on how big it is. Its horns are the largest on his head. You can't really see him, so its head reaches over 4 inches tall while his body doesn't. More like 3.75 inch tall on his shoulder. It's much taller than a human, I know that. Or longer than a human, as dinosaurs are measured by their lengths and not height. That's why people get confused of what T-Rex's height sometimes. So, like the Parasaurolophus and the Snapjaw Velociraptor, it is electronic. And what you do is that, like the Snapjaw Velociraptor and most other dinosaurs line, you pull the leg, this back leg right here with the JP mark, and its head would bash up like another Triceratops, and gives out a roar from its speaker up there. It's kind of weird, and it's pretty good that it's actually working. I don't like getting toys that are broken. It kind of bothers me because I don't have a good one, which is why I'm still looking for another Snapjaw. But yeah, there's that. It's not much. Its head bashing is pretty okay. It's not very good. Well, it is good for what it is. That's what I was meant to say. But I prefer the bigger Kenner Triceratops that came earlier before that. But it's much, I can say it is much better than the Triceratops we did get for the Lost World. If it wasn't for that unreleased one, we probably would have an even better Ceratopsian in the group, and something to rival the Triceratops. But that old other one doesn't really look that good too. So yeah, there's that. That's the Chasmasaurus. Compare it to a big Triceratops from the line before. It's the Series 1 Jurassic Park Triceratops, and it stands much taller in it. If anything, it should probably be slightly reversed in a way, since Chasmasaurus is one of the few larger species in this Ceratopsian line. Here it is with the Cyclops Raptor, and Cyclops Raptor does a pretty well job compared to it. It's too big to probably be like Utahraptor size for it. If I had the other raptor, it would be Utahraptor size for the Chasmasaurus right there. Then we have the Jurassic Park 3 Eric Kirby Pteranodon, and it's alright for its size. Too big for a Pteranodon, I know that. but it works well too. You know, for a dinosaur toy. Scaling wise is really that good, but sometimes they do it for accessories. And here's something big for it. It's this dinosaur that came after it. It is the Jurassic Park The Lost World / T-Rex. Ugh. She's having a hard time standing, but you can see how dwarf he is compared to the Thrasher. And just rest on top of the frill right there. So I hope you guys liked this review. It's not really the best dinosaur toy ever. If I had to give it a rating, it would be a 3.5. It's alright. It's one of the few you should get if you just want to complete the Lost World collection, which I almost am. So I hope you guys liked that review. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And see you guys next time.